everyone, and welcome to the Free Range Diva. This is part 2 of my experience with plastic surgery and Restylane. This is the Restylane portion, and I also talk about a few of my thoughts on making the decision and determining if plastic surgery or fillers are right for you. I will link part 1 below so that if you haven't seen it, you'll be able to find it. And in the meantime, we'll just cut right to where we left off with the story of my experience with Restylane. Thanks for watching, guys. So I'm going to move along right now to my experience with Restylane, which is a wrinkle filler. It's hyaluronic acid. It's non-animal. It's like plant-based hyaluronic acid that is injected under the skin, and it plumps up areas under the skin. It also can increase collagen production underneath those areas where where you've injected it, so that over time you might say need less if you continue with the injections. And I had it done in 2008. I had just moved back to California, and I was sitting in my mother's bedroom, and she has this gigantic wall of mirrors and horrible lighting. And I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I realized that not only did I have very deep labial folds, that my mouth was starting to turn down, so that I kind of had a sort of perpetual look on my face. And for someone who was always told, oh, you look so happy, you look so whatever, I was starting to get comments from people saying, are you okay? You just kind of look sad. Is everything all right? And I would be like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm just like sitting here with my face at rest, and my mouth was pointing down. So I had kind of a sad look, I guess. So I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I investigated. I knew that Botox was something that I can equivocally say that I will never do, because I don't want to inject something that is going to freeze my muscles, even if it is temporary. I need to be able to use my muscles and my face in particular to move and have an expression, especially around the eyes and your forehead, and that's what makes us alive. It's how we communicate. Even though I will say that I have a commercial agent, and from time to time they they'll call and say, how would you feel about doing a job where and the money's good, they will do a before and after Botox injection, like in this area, and they'll film it and then film it over time. And I was like, and I always say, no, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to do that. I don't want to stop being able to move a certain section of my face, even though the money's really good. But Restylane was something that I felt like I could do and wanted to do. So I first went to a sort of a medical spa type situation, and they used 2 vials to fill in the labial folds. And when I first went in there, it was kind of dark and not what I expected, and I had that teeny little voice in the back of my mind going, maybe you shouldn't do this. And then I just quashed it down and said, of course I'm going to do it. Don't be silly. Just because the place isn't well lit doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad experience. So the doctor, they give you a numbing agent, and then they're supposed to leave it on for 20 minutes before they actually inject you. And I can't remember what the deal was, whether they forgot to give it to me, when they were supposed to, or if they were running late and had to shut down for some reason, but they put it on, and they left it on for maybe only 5 minutes at tops. So he did the 2 vials. It was actually 1.5 vials, but you pay for each vial. So he put in like 1.5 vials, and it hurt. It wasn't like, stop doing this is hurting me, but it definitely was uncomfortable. And so when it was all over, I was relatively pleased. I mean, everything looked the way that it should be. But I remember driving home, the numbing agent started to kick in, and then there was like no pain. I'm like, well, why didn't this why didn't they do this earlier, so I didn't have to deal with this, so I didn't have to actually go through the pain of the shot. But like I said, it wasn't really that bad, and there wasn't any kind of swelling or discoloration or tenderness or anything. It just happened, and by the time the numbing agent wore off, I suppose any residual swelling or whatever was gone. I think I didn't wear makeup. They didn't want you to put anything like that on for like a day or two. And that was it. Bada boom, bada bing. Done. Did I just say that? I'm sorry. I probably said that wrong. Anyway, so yeah, no one that I knew really noticed anything. I don't have very observant friends, I don't think, with the exception of one friend of mine who is rather observant and can usually tell, the minute I see her if there's something wrong or if there's something right or, whatever. But anywho, yeah, and again, never told anyone, never needed to. It was just done, and I was really happy with it. And it lasted about, I'd say it was 2 years before I decided I wanted to have it done again. I went to a different doctor, however. I went online and I found this ophthalmologist who has a side business of doing injectables. In fact, there are so many doctors in LA that my gynecologist has a side business of doing Botox. Don't ask me what the deal is, but yeah, fillers and Botox are just popular in this city, I guess. But yeah, and so I looked at some of her befores and afters, and this woman, I could tell her work was like an artist. So I immediately booked an appointment. I went to see her. The experience was completely different. The room was well lit. She had music. It was like a spa. I could watch her doing, like she had a big mirror, so I could watch exactly where she was putting it to make sure that that's where I wanted it put. She used one vial, actually, and that was enough to give me just a subtle lifting through this area, as well as down in this area there was a little bit of indentation going on down here, and it was gorgeous. And I don't know if she used a different type of Restylane, but I remember I could feel for a few years after that, if I touched right here, I could feel that it was, still under there. I mean, it didn't affect my ability to smile or laugh or talk or, anything. And you certainly couldn't see it. But if I pushed in, I could feel a little bit of ridge where the filler still was. And the nice thing about hyaluronic acid is that eventually it does sort of seep back into the skin. Into your bloodstream, into your body, which this does. But in my case, it took several years for it to do that, and after it had, I was still happy with the way my face looks, and that is how my face looks now. That was in 2010. It's 2016, almost 2017, and I don't feel the need to go back and have it done again. Of course, yes, peptides and all that firming, all those firming cosmeceuticals that we like to put on our face have helped to, keep those results. And so, that I just have some tiny little wrinkles there, but no deep folds. And the other thing that I've noticed is that there seems to be more structure in this area. So, yes, I would say that collagen, there has been more collagen production because of the Restylane. And I will say also that a few years back, I lost about 15 pounds, and that shows in the face, being that this area is more sunk in. So there is that to consider, to take into consideration, which is another reason why I wouldn't rush off to do Restylane again, because, there's more firmness, I think, that's needed in this area rather than just, filler. Oh, and a word about cost. I think Restylane is pretty affordable. I believe that I paid somewhere between $160 and $200 per vial. but it depends on the area of the country you're in. And like I said, this was a while ago, so costs tend to fluctuate. They go up and down. But it really wasn't, cost prohibitive at all. I am so happy with the way my face looks now. And I don't regret doing the Restylane the 2 times that I had it done at all. And if I need to have it done, I have no problem calling up that doctor again and having her do it. But I don't feel that I need to have it done. So if I do, though, I will let you guys will be the first to know. I will absolutely let you know. So I guess to wrap everything up, my final words that I want to talk about relate to acceptance and tolerance of other people's decisions, especially when it comes to their personal appearance. Obviously, if you are of sound mind, I think that whatever you choose to do is your choice, and I have no, feelings about it one way or another. If you want to wear your as we age, if you want to wear that proudly, and which I think all of us should be doing, no matter whether we decide to make changes or not, then that is to be respected, as well as those of us who make a decision to make changes in our appearance should be respected. Whether it's to shave our heads, dye our hair, do plastic surgery, do Botox, do Restylane, do whatever, Retin-A, whatever it is. As long as you are of sound mind and are not hurting anybody, then your decision is your decision. Be wary of people that want to, offer up their unsolicited advice. Seek out people who maybe have gone through the experience that can share their experience with you in a way that does not say, go out there and get that done. You will never hear me say that. To tell you to do something or not do something. But what I will say is weigh the cost, weigh the benefit, and make the decision that's right for you, because this is the body that you get to wear your whole life, and it's important that you're happy with it. Okay, enough sermonizing. All right, so I am done for the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to comment, please do comment below. Also, Free Range Diva has a Facebook page. So if you want to go to my Facebook page, I'll link that info below. And if you feel more comfortable commenting there and uploading pictures and sharing recipes or projects or things like that, it's sort of, I hope that it will become a place where we can sort of kind of share the fun things that are going on in our life in a way that we can't do in the comments down below. So anywho, that's it. I am done. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Hope it hasn't been too long. Take care, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.